Thank you so much for joining us today this evening. My name is Mohit, and I teach at DoSpace. I do different classes for Git codings and other coding classes and learning management system. So this workshop is about creating how to create a course in Google Classroom. I welcome all of you. And we are going to wait for 2 more minutes to see if we have more people joining us tonight, and we will start our session. So I have a presentation ready for you. And other than this, we are going to see live on Google Classroom how we can create new courses. I'm going to show you how you can create classes, how you create content in classes, how you can add student in classes, how you can grade them. So if you are a teacher, or if you are aspiring to be a teacher, or if you are a freelancing, if you want to teach, Google Classroom is a very good resource where you can teach, you can add students, you can create classes, you can create assignments, you can grade them, and it's free. But it depends if you want to add more classes, or if you have a lot of memory space on Google Cloud, then you may have to pay, but it's not not a big amount of money. So it's a very good resource. I tell people to start from Google Classroom to teach if they are an aspiring student. And especially right now in the era of online education, and especially with the COVID restrictions, Google gives you a very good free platform where you can create your content and you can share it with people, and you can add students and you can teach them. So looks like we have almost 10 people here. So we're going to start in 2 more minutes, just waiting if we have more people joining us tonight. And in the meanwhile, I would like to tell you if at any point of time, if you have any questions, you can write us in the chat box, or you can write us your question in question and answer session. We have Kafaya with us. She is a facilitator for this workshop, and she's going to answer you if she can answer, or she can let me know there's a question and I'm going to answer that for you. So let's go ahead and get started here. And if you have any technical problem, you can also write us. If you are not able to hear us, if you're not able to share or see my screen, please write us. I'm just taking 1 more minute here to see if we have more people joining us tonight. And also all of our attendees, they can hear me well, they can see the screen pretty well. And also I wanted to tell you that I have created a presentation for you. This presentation has shortcuts, or you can say it is going to tell you how to create courses step by step, do things in Google Classroom step by step. So if you want a copy of this presentation by the end of this workshop, you can email us your email address, and we're going to forward this presentation to you, so that you can use this as a future note when you're going to work and create courses in Google Classroom. Thank you so much. And that was about all instructions. And right now we can go ahead and start with our workshop. So as you know that creating a course in Google Classroom is the name of the workshop. And then I'm going to go ahead here and see if we can move to the next slide. So the next slide is, if you want to create a free teacher account on the website, you can use this link to create a free teacher account. This is connected to your Google email address, your Google Drive, Gmail. And Kafaya, if you could please copy paste this link in the chat box for us, so that attendees, they can link on this, they can click on this link, and they can go to the link, as we are doing some live courses, live making of courses here. And so if all of you, or if any of you want to work with me and see how does it work, and if you want to do some hands-on practice, please click on this link and see how you can create a free account. So most of the time it's, you can create a new Gmail account, but you can just tie it up to a Gmail, your previous Gmail account if you have any. So as I said, side by side, I'm going to show you how does it look like. So if I go here, and if I click on this link here, and it's going to open this a new portal for me, a Google Classroom portal. So you can see there's a Google Classroom portal. So it says, this is how you know that this is Google Classroom. And on the right-hand side, extreme, on the right-hand side, if you have your picture uploaded, well, I have a question. Is there a certificate? I don't know. What do you mean by certificate? Do you mean that we're going to provide a certificate to you? Anyway, sorry for the interruption, folks. So as I was saying, on the right-hand side, you see, if you have uploaded your picture, you can see your information. You can actually see your account. So this is the account that I'm logged in with, Mohit Juneja. This is my email address, mohit260@gmail.com. And then, if you have multiple Gmail accounts, like I have another Gmail account, and I have an account as a test for the classes that I do space. So you can actually choose from these accounts if you have multiple accounts, and you can create classes in the Google Classroom, for free. So we are going to see in a minute how we create classes. So this was about the interface. So your classes, this is a dashboard. So you're going to see your classes that you have built here in Google Classroom. So for an example, I have created a class which is yoga now. So if I'm a yoga teacher and if I want to teach students yoga online, and I want to create my course on a platform where I can add students, where I can create content, upload files, add videos, add pictures, add quizzes, maybe grade my students. So I can just create this class. So I created this class, an example for you, but we are going to create a new class to show you step by step how you can create a class, a course in Google Classroom. And for the students tonight who are really interested in practicing this with me, what you can do is you can click on the chat link that we just sent in the chat box. You can click on that link and you can come here on this URL, and you can see the courses, and you can see your account here, and you can create a course step by step with me. And this is going to give you some hands-on practice, and this is going to tell you all the steps how you can create courses. So the first slide, we talked about create a free teacher account. So I hope all of us, they have clicked on this account and they have seen how does it look like and how they can see their information on the right-hand side. And if you do not have a Gmail account, you can create a Gmail account and you can tie up your Google Classroom account to your Gmail account, and it's absolutely free. You can create an email address on Gmail and free, and Gmail gives you 15 gigabytes of data for free for storage. So you have a lot of potential here in the sense of how many courses you can create. 15 GB is a lot of data, so you can create multiple courses if you want to. If you have planning doing more than one. So let's go ahead here and start with our next slide. So the next slide is creating a new class. So that is what we are going to do. The first thing is to create a new class. So as I said, in these slides, we have step-by-step explanation of how to do things. So you can get this copy of this presentation later if you want to. So you can refer to this in the future when you work on making your courses. So go to plus icon in the navigation menu on the right-hand side top, click on the create class and add class specifications. Choose appropriate options from the list. So I'm going to show you live how does it work. And you can, as I said, you can work along me. But if you have trouble in the future, you can just have this, you can just get this copy of the presentation, and you can follow step by step, and you will be able to create courses for your students. So I'm going to follow the steps here. So I'm here in classes on my Google Classroom platform. So as I said, on the right-hand side, on the top, on the right-hand side, on the presentation, you have to click on this icon which says create or join a class. So you're gonna click here. It's gonna ask you option join class, create class. So if you have a Google Classroom account, you can also join classes for other teachers. You can be on both sides in the Google Classrooms. You can be a student, you can be a teacher. So you can join a class if you know the name of the class or the code of the course, and you can create class if you're a teacher and if you want to do it for your students. So you're going to click on create class here. It's going to ask you some information. If so, your school must sign up for a free So if you work with an organization, if you work with a university, if you work with a school, if you work with a public school, chartered school, or a library, so you can create a G Suite for Education, which is on a subsidized price for you. Or you can just say that I want to try, and you can just do it for free, and you can buy it with extra features and with extra storage if you want to. So I have set this up. I have said this, I'm doing it as a practice with DoSpace, which is a digital technical library. So I'm just creating these courses, and you can choose accordingly, and you can click, after that you click on this. I have read and understand the above notice, and I'm not using Google Classroom at a school with students. So because schools, they have their own Gmail domain to work with Gmail and all the classrooms. So I'm going to click on continue here, and it's going to ask me create class. So I'm creating a class for students. It's asking me name, section, subject, and room. So it's just on you if you want to create a class. And what name do you want to give it if you are teaching more than one sections? What is the subject? What are you teaching in that class? What is the room number that you're going to do it, or if you're doing it virtual? So when you do all this information, you will be able to create a course in Google Classrooms. So I'm going to click cancel here because I already have created one for you. I just created one with the name of Yoga Now. So I'm if double click on this, after you create a course, it just looks like this here. So you have name of the course, and this is the subject. The name of the course is Yoga Now, and the subject is what I'm going to teach in this course, yoga. And then there's a class code. So this is the class code, which is going to help your students to find the class. So after you create class, after you create content of the class, you want students to find your course. You want people to look for your course, and you want to send them the invite link. And there's also a code for every class. So this is the code for this class. You can tell students to you can tell this code, and they're going to find you with this code. Or you can copy invite link, and it says link copied, and you can email. You can do the mass email to all the students that you want to. So as far as we have the things we have done now, how to create a course, how to add the name of the course or the subject of the course, what is the code of the course, and how to add student to the course. So after this, and as always I said, if you have any questions, please write us. Let me see in the chat box. Sonia said they would like a copy of the presentation of. Yes, we will email you the copy. So you don't have to worry about this right now. You can practice along with me. But later, you give us your email address and we will send you a copy. And Michelle said, what was your email address? So we will give you an email address for the DoSpace for questions if you have any in the end of the session. And then we will, you can send us your email questions if you have. No, this do not have a certificate. As we said earlier, I'm gonna copy paste this for you. We do not provide certificate for any of the courses here. But if you need any proof you attended, we can email the proof of attendance for you. Thank you so much, Kafaya. So, let's come back to all the course setup here. So after you set up a class, you will see 4 icons here on the top, which is stream, classwork. The second is classwork. The third is people. And the last one is grade. So on the stream is the main page. You can see it's the main user interface, the main page of the class where you will see, name of the class, the code of the class, where so the students are going to see this page on the first page of the class, and you can select the theme from here. You see there's a select theme option here on the right hand side. So I can select the theme. I just change one theme here. And if I want, I can upload a picture too. So for example, if I am, if I am teaching, in this case, I'm teaching yoga, and if I have a specific picture of a book that I want my students to read or refer to, what I can do is I can take a picture, good picture of that book, and I can upload that picture here, or maybe multiple books, or maybe multiple. For example, I can change it every week. For example, yoga have asanas, like positions that you study every week. So if I want my students to look at a different, the topic that I am teaching a specific week, I can upload a picture of that specific position or specific process that I'm teaching. So, that help your students to be engaged in the coursework and tell them what we are studying as they come on the first page of this, on the course. So that is something, you should practice when you upload or create content for the classes. So this was the third slide, creating a new class. Please ask me, as we go forward, if you have any questions about this. The next one is creating a class announcement. So class announcement, I'm going to show you live how we do that. But let me tell you, announcements are something, you can say notifications. You can say, you can say the notification that you want to send your students on a specific day or for a specific week. You can have an announcement for a snow day that today is like, we had it yesterday. You can say that, we have a snow day today and class is canceled, or you can send notification about upcoming assignments or upcoming homework, or, or the project, or whatever you want to think that this is important for you to address it to your students or convey your message to the students about this. You can use that as an announcement. And how do you do that? As I already said, I have written all the step-by-step process here. You can just follow these steps in the future when you practice. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to show you in the session how do you do that. So it says right here, announce something to your class. So when you click on this announce something to your class, it's going to open this box for you where you can write something, and you can write your message. Hi. So I can just write, hi students, today is snow day, so no class. Please keep working on homework. Whatever you think is an appropriate for you to announce for the class. What do you want to announce this as a to your students? And you can choose options from here if you are teaching multiple classes. So you're going to click on this drop down, and it's going to show you all the classes that you can that you're teaching, and you can select it, or you can post it to all the classes if you have same message. And this is going to, the other drop down is going to give you an option to choose a specific student or specific students from the list. So if you have multiple students whom do you want to send the announcement, you can choose it from here, and you can send them the invite, the announcement. And then this is for an attachment of attaching a file. So with an announcement, for example, if you are sending an announcement for the homework, and if you have a PDF to attach, you can choose it from here. You can choose a link, you can choose a file, or if you want your student to watch a video, you can create on this YouTube video, and you can send the link of the YouTube video also through the announcement. So you can write that please watch this video and write the reflection, or you can create a small assignment or small homework with the announcement too. So after you do all this, you choose your all specification, you click on post, and then it is going to be post, and all the students are going to see this. And after you click here, after it is posted, you can click here and you can see, you can edit it. If you think there is something wrong that you need to change, you can delete it, you can copy link. If you have to make the same announcement again, you can copy link and send it to other people, through email too. So this was about the announcement, which is on the stream, which is on the main page of your classrooms. Let me go back to chat and see if we have any questions. I have a questions from Shell, says, can we have those files through PDF? Do you mean the presentations? If you want to, yeah, I mean, if you wanted PDF, you can just get it, the presentation, you can open it in the Google Slide, your account, and there's an option, change it to PDF, you can just change it to PDF. If you're not able to do it, please write us email and we'll help you with that. So this was about the announcement, how to create announcement, how to create a class announcement. The next one, the next slide that we're going to talk about is create the class content. So folks, this is the most important, slide for our presentation, how to create class content. So after you create a course, after you know how to do announcements, it's very important to understand how we create the content of a classroom, how we create the module, what you want your teachers, what you want your students to study, and how you can create course readings, PDF files. So you may have PDF file that you want your students to read. You may have Word documents that you want to send them across. You may create your videos and you send them. You can create discussion. You can create exam quizzes corresponding to the module. So we're going to see all of this. Let's go back to our Google portal here, and I'll show you how we're gonna do that. So, and as I said earlier, and I'm saying it again, that the PDF has a step-by-step process, how you can do that. So I'm going to click on classwork here. So how to create class content is, after you go to classwork. So when you go to classwork, you can go and choose option, what do you want to create. So I already have two modules created. So, as this is a yoga class, and I don't know if any of us know that yoga is a Hatha yoga is a type of a yoga, Raja yoga is another type of yoga. So I am just creating different module, and I am also, so you can think them as chapters. So yoga is one class, and you can think that Hatha yoga is chapter number 1, and then Raj yoga is chapter number 3, and then so on and so forth. If I have like 10, let's say if I have 10 chapters, I can create 10 modules, and under those 10 modules, what I can do is I can create my readings, I can create discussions, I can create quizzes, assignments, I can create reflections, and I can do more things. I'm going to show you them in a minute. So first let's go ahead and create another chapter here, another module here. I'm calling it chapter. You can call it module or chapter. So I'm gonna create. So this is the key icon here, which says plus icon and create. This is the most important thing that's going to help you to create every aspect of content in this specific page, which is under classwork right here. So I'm going to click on create, and then you're going to see more options here. You can see that we can create assignments, we can create quiz assignments, we can create questions, we can create material, we can create reuse post, we can change it, and we can also create topic here. So I'm going to create a topic. So add topic is a module, or we are saying it chapters. Sahaj Yoga is another type of yoga. So I'm going to add Sahaj Yoga. So after I add this, you see that, I have another chapter, another module, or Google is calling this as topic. So I can have 10 topics here. So Sahaj Yoga I added just now. And if you guys are following me and practicing with me, I advise you or recommend, rather, just if you are doing it, just do it. Create some of the chapters with me and write me any questions if you have, and I'm going to answer those for you. So I just created this Sahaj Yoga. Now, under the Sahaj Yoga, I want to upload a PDF file. I want to upload readings. Then I want to create a quiz, and want to create an assignment. How do I do that? I'm gonna click here, and this is the option to. This is the option to, rename, delete. If I want to rename this, if there's something wrong with the name, copy link. Copy link will help you if you want to send students the direct link of the chapter. And move up is you can move this up or down if you think that the Sahaj Yoga should come before Raj Yoga or after Hatha Yoga, so you can move it here. But if you want to create more content under this chapter, what do you do? The same, like we did earlier. I'm gonna click on create option here, plus icon, and it's gonna tell me that I'm gonna use material. So I'm gonna use some material here. And then, for example, I'm gonna say reading. Reading for Sahaj Yoga. So I can add a description here, what description I want to do. So I can say this is this reading PDF file is about introduction to Sahaj. You can write a description about what you are going to, you can expect to see there. And then there's an option to add. So you can click on this add and you can upload a file. So you can upload a file from your Google Drive. You can upload a link. For example, if you just want to find a link through Google, or if you want to find a link on a website, you can create the link. You can choose the link here. You can add the file and you can upload a video from YouTube here too. Or there's another option to create. So I'm going to click on create option. You can create a doc. This is Google Doc. You can create a slide like Google Slides, Sheets, Excel sheets, drawing forms. So you can either add it. Add means you can uploading it from your computer, or you are uploading it from your Google Drive content. What is in your Google Drive? We just saw the options. I'm going to show you again. You may upload it from your Google Drive. You can add it as a link from any external website or third-party application that you're using. You can add it as a file, upload it from your computer, from your local machine, from your local computer, or you can insert a link from a YouTube video. And if you want to create something by yourself, if you do not have it in your Google Drive, so you can just create any content from here. You can choose docs, slides. So, after you create this is gonna come under the reading of Sahaj Yoga automatically. You don't have to move it. So you can choose options from here. After you choose all these options or you create content, you're gonna come here on the right-hand side, and then topic, you're gonna choose it under the topic. So it's going to ask you under what topic you are going to put this material. So as we said, as we know that we're doing it for Sahaj Yoga, so I'm going to choose a Sahaj Yoga from here, and you can add it to a group of. You can send it or create it to a group of students or all students. There is also a good customization here, because sometimes what happens is we do retest or reassignment for students who they haven't done good on the first attempt, and we want to do a retest or make a requiz. So we want to do it for a group of students, not for all of them. So this is the customization, come here in the play that you can choose it here from specific students for specific group. And then, or if you are doing a group study, for example, if you have, 20 students, and if you have a full group of 5, and then you want to give a question paper to a certain group and different 5 question papers, so you can choose it from here too. So this is how you do all the customization. And after you do all this customization, you either, and there's also customization in posting the content. You can post it directly, or you can schedule it. You can save it as draft. You can discard, delete it if you don't want, like it, or you don't want it, or you can schedule it. Scheduling means you can prepare your class for whole semester. So for example, 25th is the day when semester started at UNO. So I don't want students to see all the material for upcoming months or upcoming weeks. I just want to see them, week by week. So I can schedule them. I can click here, and I can choose a date. When do I want my students to see this? And also, as a more customization, I can also choose the time. So if I want to do this be early morning or late night, I can choose this. Or if they have, this comes very handy, when students have a deadline to do an assignment, let's say by tonight midnight. So you just want to post the new material after the deadline of the exam, because you don't want to student to get distracted for what exam they're doing or what preparation they're doing. So this comes in very helpful there. So I'm going to click cancel here, and I'm going to click on post. And as I said, post is going to directly post the information on the material that you're creating. So I'm going to click on post here, and then as you can see that Sahaj Yoga, under Sahaj Yoga, there's a reading for Sahaj Yoga we just created. The other thing about Google Classroom, it's just very fast. It's very instant. As soon as you are going to just click on post, it's just going to appear there for you. And, it just not take time. There's no lag, in that sense. So I'm going to, click on create here, and then I'm going to show you one of the assignments. All of them, they are same. There may be some different in the settings. I'm going to show you one more here, or maybe 2 more. And then after that, if you are interested, and if you are working, if you like Google Classrooms, and if you are trying to build courses in Google Classroom, you can work on all of these. And then, as at DoSpace, we give you a help email address. Kafaya is going to write this for her by the end of the session, and you can email your question to that email address, and then we're going to answer that for you if you have any questions, or if you're stuck somewhere in the future while you create the courses. So I'm going to click on create here and create an assignment. So assignment, so I can just say, if I'm just creating a video assignment, so I'm just going to ask my student to, so I'm just going to ask my students to make a video. Please make a video about practice in Hatha Yoga. And share the benefits of that. So I'm just, creating a video assignment. So I'm asking my students to please make a video. You can also include a time here for 2 minutes or whatever you want. You also want to make sure that you don't want video to be very long, because it just it just takes more time to upload and all those things. So you can just say that, hi, please make a video for 2 minutes. So I'm just creating a video assignment here for Hatha Yoga. And then, for assignment, we have more settings here. As I said earlier, with the everything, with the every content type, every content type you create, there may be different settings, but more or less they are same. They are customized. You can change them, and then also, you can keep it for different students. As we saw here, that you can choose from all students, and you can create you can choose it from a group or from some specific number of students, and or maybe for all students. And in the assignments, there's a point option here. You can choose it for to be 100 points, or you can delete it. You can make it 30 points, 40 points, whatever it's more comfortable with you for the rubrics. And then, or maybe you can keep it ungraded if you want. However you prefer. It's just depend how you set up your course in the beginning. And then due date. As I said, assignment is going to have more settings options than the material that we did before this. So I'm going to select on due date here. So you can select a due date. For example, I don't want my students to not do it after 7th of February. So time option, you can also choose the time, midnight time, or after work 5 p.m., after school 3 p.m., whatever time you want to decide, you can choose it here. And then now you can decide under what topic you wanted to put use this assignment. So I am making it for Hatha Yoga. I'm just use it Hatha Yoga here. And then there's also more options to choose rubrics from. So you can click on rubrics. You can import sheet. You can create a sheet for rubrics, and then you can reuse the rubric, or you can create rubric. When I'm going to create a rubric, so this is going to give you more options here. So this is you can create this either in the ascending or descending form, and you can say that if you have if you have made the video, then 10 points. If you have so there's more than one way to create a rubric for one assignment, and it just depends how you want it. If you want to be lenient with the scoring for your students, you can just say if you have watched the video, 50 marks. If you have written the reflection, more 50 marks. And then you can go ahead more with the grammar, with the clarity of the video. How does it much relate to content, and so on and so forth. So there are so many things that you can choose in the assignment and the rubric. If any of us, we are teacher, we know that there can be so many alterations we can do with the rubrics specifically. So after you are done with all this, so how you create assignment, how you write the name of the assignment, instructions, and then add is option here. You can create file, you can create a YouTube video, and you can say write a reflection on this, Google Drive. If you have already something in your Google Drive, choose all the settings from here, and then you click on assign finally. And after you do assigning, it's going to show you here under the video assignment, under the Hatha Yoga. So whatever you choose here, you will see it under here. So this is how you create content. So you create chapter first. So chapter, or we call it topic here in the Google Classroom. So you create topic here. So I created 3 main topics: Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Sahaj Yoga. And then I created content under those categories to make sure what kind of content they are. So I say that this is quiz. Student can say that this is quiz and this is due in February 10. You can see all the information here. Video assignment is another assignment due February 7. And it's also specify the time. Sahaj Yoga also has a content. It has a reading for Sahaj Yoga. So I have some reading files for Sahaj Yoga, and this is posting, and there is no due date because it's just a reading material, and it's not assignment or quiz. So this is how sequentially you create content for every topic that you create. What do you need, and then sequentially also you create different topics under your class, and that's how you create the content material. And on the stream page, that is the first page that we saw, and this is going to tell you about all the announcements here. What are the announcements you have? So like, see, I have announcements. Please read the 5th chapter of Yama and Niyamas. please share your thoughts on mindful yoga and body chapter here. So you can just create a small discussion here where all students can write, or you can just create an announcement here. And then going back to classwork. So these four icons are the icons that are the best buddies of you when you are create courses. These are going to show you around, and these are going to tell you everything that you need to do here to create class content. So let's go to classwork again, and then if you go to Google Google Calendar, I'm just going to talk to you this in a minute. If I'm going to Google Calendar, it's going to show you these due dates here for the student and for you too. So you can also see, if you go to a specific date, you're going to see February, see assignment Hatha Quiza. So there's the option here that I just created. And then also, if there was another one here, and then there's an assignment here. So there's an assignment for, I'm going to click on this, I'm going to show you assignment, video assignment Sunday, February 7th, and that's going to be all description here. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that, if you make courses on your Google Classroom, it just syncs with your Google Calendar very easy, and your students can go to Google Classroom here, Google Calendar here, and they can see all the information. They can see all the information that they have in the future. What are the course reading? If they have any assignment, if they have any, quizzes, if there are any deadline, video creation, and all those things. And Class Drive folder is something where you can create class folder. So you can put all the shared file here. So you can put all the shared. This would work as a library for all the class content. So whatever class content you have, it's just going to go into Class Drive folder here, and you can also just drop in. You can just drag and drop folders here, files here, so that student they can see later. They can see what kind of content they have in the folder for all the readings, for all the chapters, for all the topics. So let's coming back to create here. So we saw assignment. A quiz assignment is pretty same question. We saw the material. We saw all pretty much every options here. So let's go ahead and talk about people. So people is the place where you are going to add your students. So this is something pretty easy and not tricky, but it's very important to understand that after you create courses, how your students are going to find the course that you have created. The first option is that I showed you in the very beginning, that from the class code or from the class name. So this is the class. Every class would have a specific code. A specific code for every class. So you can go here and you can tell your student that this is the course code. Either they can find it from here, but if you want to add students manually, how do you do that? So you come here on the click people option, and then you can also add teachers. For example, if I want another teacher with me, if I want Kafaya to be, teacher, so I can just add Kafaya here. So this is her email address. I can just come here, and if she is also teaching this class with me, or she's helping me grade, or she's helping me with other things, I can just add and invite her as a teacher, and she will get a notification that Mohit want you to add to this course as a teacher. So we can be both teachers, and then we can teach students. In the pretty similar fashion, if I want to add students, now if I want to add Kafaya as a student, because I'm teaching a course, and she told me that she would like to take this course. So I can just come here and I can choose her email address, and I can add multiple people here, for whom I want to add as a student. I can add these multiple, people here, and then I can also just have to send, and they are going to be in my course as a student. So pretty easy, simple, and there's more than one way to add student, but This is if you want to do it manually. Either you can just tell them the code and they're going to find the code, as we saw in the beginning, very beginning when we started the class. When you click on the plus icon, it tells you either you want to join the class or create the class. So if you click on join the class and you click on and you type that code, it's just going to find that code for you. So pretty easy here. And the next icon here we have is grades. So I do not have any students here, but after you create your content and after you add students, after you have your assignments and quizzes for how many marks you have, you're going to see an Excel sheet here. And after you see that Excel sheet, you're going to see the rubrics that you have set for a specific assignment. And then you can see how many students are scoring, how much. You can see individual report, you can see the statistic, you can see students, how many, how many percentage of the student are doing with how many percentage of the scores. You can also see how many students are failing and, add more things. And, this is very helpful, especially if you have to create reassignments and if you have to do more, things in your courses after on the basis of your assignment. So this is the option where you see all the grades, people, classwork, and stream. And then I also want to talk about settings here. So how do you go to settings? So you click on this small icon, this gear here. So I'm going to click on this, and then it's going to show me all the settings for this class that I can change from here. So class name, we can change class name here. We can have class description a little bit if we want to. This is required because non-class can be without name. And, and then there's a class description if you want to write a small class description. And always remember, whatever you write your class description, if you add student manually, or if they get an invite link, they are going to read this description. So choose it very carefully. Choose it like make it one-liner or two-liner statement about your class, what you're going to teach, what can be the objectives, what can be the rubrics, what can they learn from the class. That is very important. The right objective and goal of the class in the class description, and make sure it is written well, because they're going to see this class description when they're going to accept the invitation for the class. Then section, if you are, as I earlier said, if you are doing more than one section, you can have section 1, section 2. This is example, so I just wrote yoga. A room online, so if you're teaching online, you can just room online. If you have, if you work with a school, or if you work with an organization, for example, if I'm teaching at DoSpace classes at Google Classroom, so I can just write, DoSpace has conference room, and DoSpace has meeting room, and DoSpace has lecture hall 1 and 2, and there's another interview lab. So I can just write all the information, or 3D studio, computer lab. So what is the information that you want your students to know? So you can type it here. Subject is also you can just write whatever it's very related to the course. And then general information is setting, manage invite code. So you can there's a invite. You can also do the off the invite code, so that student cannot see the invite code, the class code, the inviting code. This is good when you don't want your class to be general, you want class to be private. So you can choose this here. And invite link, you can just, so if I want to send people a bulk email, I can just write their email address and a copy invite link from here. It says link copied. You just go to your email address, Control V, paste the link, and send the link to all the students that you would like to join your class. And then we already saw about class code here. Display class code is going to show this class code in the bold letters, big letters. Stream, student can post and comment. So if you remember about the stream was the first thing where we post announcement. So if you want, to use stream platform as a discussion board also, where a student can post and comment, you can choose this option from here. Or you can or if you just want to have an announcement, and if you do not want student to react to this or post on comment, you can just use only teachers can post on comment. So this is a specification, or this is a, modification that depends totally upon you. How do you want this? So you can just change it here. Classwork on the stream. So this is also, if you hide notifications, show attachment and details, show condensed notifications, whatever you want. You can also try all three of them, and you can see which one do you like more, and you can choose it from here. Show deleted items. So this is also, there's an option to, only teachers can view the deleted items. So if I want to worry about what are the previous version of thing I was working on and how I can change them, I can use this question, deleted view items also. Grading, and the last option is we have grading. So grade calculation, how do I want this? I can choose it from settings here. Grade calculation, overall grade calculation, choose a grading system. I can choose it from here, total points weighted by category. So if I want it by percentage or total points, I can choose it from here. And then there's a learn more option. If you click here, it's going to show you more explanation how you can set up your grading and how you can set up your rubrics and grade categories. So you can add more categories here, and you can choose more options from here. And after you make all these changes to the setting, you click on save, and these settings are going to save for you, and it's going to bring you back to the main page here, which is from where we started. So creating the class content, this is we did, and then we did creating a class assignment, how to add student in the class, and then I'm ready for questions if you have any. We pretty much did everything that you need to know in Google Classroom and how to create classrooms, Google Classrooms and multiple courses. And I am open for question answers now. I have a question answer session. Good day. Do you provide a certificate after the session? Jason, we already answered this in the chat window, but maybe you have missed it. I'm gonna write this again for you. I'm gonna read this again for you because it's already there. It says, hello, we do not give out certifications after our webinars. However, if you need proof that you attended, we can email proof of attendance to your email address. If you would like us to do this, you can email us at programs@dospace.org. So I'm going to post this for you for Jason here in the chat box. If you want, proof of attendance, you can email us here. Other than this, if you have any questions, please write me either in the question and answer session or chat box. I am. And also if you are really thinking to use Google Classroom as platform to create classes for your students, if you have any questions in the future, and if you are stuck somewhere, please write us. Kafai is gonna write us a email address for us here. It's hello@dospace.org is the email address, and my name is Mohit. So you can just write that to that email address, and you can specify this is the question about Google Classroom, and you can write your question in detail that this is I'm stuck at and this is what I want to know. And then I'm going to answer that for you. Sonia has a question. What is the advantage of this class over Blackboard? Sonia, the important thing is if you have a Gmail account and if you have a Google Drive, it's gonna make your life very easy. First of all, you can just import all the content from Google Drive, and you can just create content and you can save it, on Google Drive, and you don't have to worry about organizing it. And in the Blackboard, you have to create content and then you upload it. So you cannot use Google Drive in Blackboard. That's the one thing. And the second thing is, if you have Google, if you work on Google Classroom and if you buy G Suite, they're going to give you a lot of data lot of capacity in the sense of you won't have to worry about data. And if you use Blackboard, they don't give you a good amount of data in free accounts. So at some point of time, you have to you will be run out of data, and then you have to think about what do you if you either buy Blackboard, you can buy monthly subscription, and things like this. So these are the major advantages. And I think Google Classroom is much easier as an interface to understand than Blackboard. Blackboard is a lot of navigation. Yes, it gives you so many extra things that you can do in Blackboard for sure, like adding your organization resources and all those things, and fancy pictures and fancy settings. But user interface is much easy Google Classroom. So yeah, it's going to give you a notification. Please read that notification very carefully. If you are using it for school, it says we showed that in the very beginning of the class. Maybe you were not there, but when you're going to create that, it's going to give you a notification, a message. Please read that very carefully, and then you're going to know that if you do. So if you work, this message says if you work with a school or an organization, please contact us with your school or organization and get an email address from there, and do not create for private use and other things. So please go and read those, and that's gonna clear your question from there. I didn't get your last question. So no license required to use this. Do you mean the teaching license, or do you mean the license to have? You can have Google Classroom for free. You can create classes for free. But if you want to create classes for organization or school, then you have to have G Suite, and then you have to buy that, or you have to contact your organization. So go back and refer to that message, and it's going to give you all the answers. And and in the very beginning, guys, as I said, folks, if you want copy of this presentation, please send us your email address, and we're going to send you a copy of this presentation. And this presentation is this presentation is step-by-step information. So it's going to tell you, go to plus icon and do this, click on this, choose appropriate. So it's just going to tell you step-by-step process how to create announcement or how to create any content in Google Classroom. So please, you can just send email right here in the chat box, or you can send email address to the email address. If you want to send it later, you can just send it email to this email address. This is the email address, hello@dospace.org. This is our general email address for all the questions. If you have any question related to our program, so you can just write it here, and you can write that I want a copy of Google, how to create classroom in Google Classrooms, which was on Tuesday, 26 January, 6:30, and we're going to send copy of presentation. But you can just write your email address here. Kafaya is with us, and she's going to send you a copy of the presentation. Fatma, you raise your hand if you have any questions. So this is a webinar format. We do not allow our participants to talk, but if you have any questions, please write us in the question and answer session or in the chat session. Thank you so much, Sonia. So we have your email address, and Kafaya is going to send you the copy of the presentation. And as I said earlier, if you are interested, please work on this, practice, and let me, if you have any questions, if you stuck somewhere, if you think that you need help, please reach out to us, and we're going to help you, as much as we can. Fatma, I still see your, hand. You're raising your hand. So we, as I said, this is a webinar format. We, don't allow our participants to talk or speak. But if you have any specific questions, please write us in the chat or in the question and answer session. You're welcome, Sonia. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. We have done how to create course in Blackboard, and we have also done how to create a course in Canvas this month. And I don't know if any of you attended that course, but we may do those courses in the future. So please keep an eye on DoSpace calendar. Or if you, and we have a presentation like this for every course. If you just want the presentation and try it by yourself, PowerPoint presentation, you can email us and we're going to send that to you. hello@dospace.org is our email address, formal email address for all the question and answers. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight, folks. That was all from my side. Please keep an eye on our email, keep an eye on our calendar for all the programs that we do. All of them, they are free, and we are trying our level best to help community and make them learn. So please have keep an eye and join us for more sessions like this in the future. Thank you so much and have a good night to all of you.